wonderful, happy evening, all of you. If you watch this, you are back in Calcioverse. And as you can see, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today again and having today another discussion. Usually we talk about transfers during the time. It was actually not very active during this weekend. And therefore we decided to actually start the very first initial predictions in this group for the Premier League in terms of the top four clubs in the table. We will also talk about the Golden Boot and also about the Player of the Year, just focusing, of course, for now from a Premier League perspective. And therefore, I would just ask you, what is your prediction in terms of the teams and the clubs for this season in the Premier League? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, so starting, if it is to guess, then I think City and Liverpool, they have few departures, but there are few exciting arrivals as well. City has lost Jesus, obviously Sterling, but they have also got Alvarez and Haaland. So I think they still have that ingredient to be number one in Premier League. And of course, this would also be Liverpool's year. Finally, they have Nunes. There was a departure of Mane. Yeah, but I still think I do not find any other team giving them competition in Premier League. Tottenham, again, a very promising team to see this year. Conte, one of the best manager. They have some very exciting signings. And we have seen the improvement in the squad last year when they have actually finished tremendously well compared to what they were doing mid-season. So Arsenal, and coming to Arsenal, I think, yeah, they have good and finish and top season for them would be finishing top four, where they missed the spot last season. They actually had a very nice momentum early on, but somehow in between they missed out. So for me, I think I'll go with City number one, number two Liverpool, number three. I think it will be exciting year for Tottenham, and I'll give the fourth spot for Arsenal. It would be very debatable since we have not considered Chelsea, who are in a very nice form last season, but looking at the departures this year and compared to a substantially low exciting effort in transfer market, I think they still need some momentum, some early build up, which might cost them few good points early in the season. Some important points, in fact. So I see them finishing fifth and sixth spot. I think it will be a very tight fight between United and Villa. Villa is someone with the coach like Stephen Gerrard. I think it's gonna be a nice, exciting season for them. Yeah. So that's my prediction.
If that's the case, if Aston Villa is certainly on that place, that will be tremendous. That would be a tremendous achievement for them. I will stick to the, and if you don't mind, Kartik, I will actually continue. I will actually stick to the top four because I think it is super difficult to decide here. I'm not talking about this first place. I think it will be very obvious again. It will be between Manchester City and Liverpool, and you will not hear from me anything regarding City in this term. So for me, it's Liverpool. I think Klopp will also, or he has already learned from this season. And that actually brings me to the next point. We have a transfer window of 1 more month from this point of view time. So I believe, especially for Chelsea, it will be very important to work on their team. And I think they will use and leverage the time to build up on that. If that's the case, and they have really smart and good transfers, I could even think that they might be getting the third place. If we consider they don't learn from their previous season, I would also go for Spurs and Arsenal for the third and fourth place here. So it depends how the transfer window will be respectively exploited by all those teams. Regarding Arsenal, I personally can't really go well with the coach, so I'm not quite sure. I would rather put them on the fourth place. And Spurs, which we will certainly talk later on when we are talking about the Golden Boot. They have Harry Kane. He stays there for one more season, so I think he will be an important role to score, and therefore I see them before Arsenal for now. So my pick here is Liverpool, Manchester City, probably Tottenham, and then Arsenal. And depending on how Chelsea is performing in the next month, it could switch here between a few of those.
I'll agree with both of you here, but my sequence would vary a bit. Going with the winner, I think it's between City and Liverpool back and forth. But just to be a devil's advocate, I'll just say Liverpool for the sake that they did not make the Champions League last year, did not also win the Premier League. I think there has to be some fire in their belly to come and make this Premier League a big season. So for me, I'd say Liverpool can make this first position. Second, maybe let's going out of the box. Let's say Tottenham are coming second. Let's say Antonio Conte has got all his aces up his sleeve. He has got all the transfers that he wanted. I can see the training sessions of Antonio Conte, just like the military drills that he does. So could be second for Tottenham. Third being City. It's a lot of hype going around. Could be pressure for a lot of new players that are coming in. And Pep has won a lot in the Premier League. Could be this year that focusing on Champions League, some different direction. And the fourth would be a big dogfight between Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United. And I won't be surprised if another team comes up and takes the fourth spot like Leicester City. But this is Premier League, and we know that during the end of the season, and you don't have the European football, and you do have a European football, it does make a difference. So the fourth is up for grabs, but we cannot say until the transfer window ends. But then these are the predictions from our side, yeah.
Okay, so just for the first and second place, I have City mentioned once. For Liverpool, I have two votes for now, and for the second place, I have City, I have Liverpool, each mentioned once, and I think Tottenham was your choice here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then let's continue with the Golden Boot decision from your side. Maybe same sequence again. Numa, would you start?
Yeah, for sure. So my prediction is primarily based between the last match that I have watched, Liverpool versus City, and I've seen Nunes getting 3 chances and he scored 1. Haaland getting 3 nice chances, scored nothing. But what I'm thinking is, imagine these players getting so many chances against a quality team, how much supplies they will be getting with the rest of other teams. And for me, I think Haaland will be the number one, looking at I believe he's more natural scorer compared to Nunes. He's very active and very dangerous in the box inside and also from out of the box. Looking at his more he's more compatible with headers compared to Nunes and more experience playing with top teams. So I think it's going to be Haaland. Nunes, very nice scorer. I like him. Very nice player. But let's see. My vote goes to Haaland in this case. I do not see any other player matching them. Maybe Salah. Let's see. Or Harry Kane for number 3 spot. But
now you mentioned all the 3 names I have on my list, which is for now Haaland first place. Yeah. But rather, as he is probably a little bit more exciting than Mohamed Salah, which has now a lot of experience in the Premier League. It will be a tough and tight battle, I would believe. Harry Kane was my third choice here. Nunes, I'm not entirely sure if I'm saying that. So for me, Haaland, Mohamed Salah, Harry Kane for now.
So yeah, if we are keeping Liverpool as first, then we have to go with someone who's going to score a lot of goals here. So that could be Salah or Nunez. But Salah coming from the wing, I think Salah has more chance of scoring more goals because he drifts off the defender and comes in and scores goals. So I would say Salah is a good proposition, but my choice would be here Tottenham's Harry Kane. He brings in the experience, and with Antonio Conte's system, his strikers score a lot of goals. So my choice would be Harry Kane here, followed by Salah and then Haaland.
Okay. Then we actually align a little bit. Each one has selected another one. Very good. Last question for tonight then, guys. The player of the year, considering, of course, we're talking about the Premier League now, who might have the highest chance or the closest, be the closest in the race for that title? Again, Nirmal.
I was actually thinking between Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne and also Harry Kane. So these were the names that I was thinking, looking at their collective performance, not just in Premier League but also in Champions League and also in FA Cup. So let's see. I mean, my vote goes to KDB. I did not mention Mohamed Salah categorically because he has won last time, and winning player of the season again and again is quite difficult in Premier League.
Okay, but that actually puts up the challenge for him once more, because that would be actually my choice here. Not saying that it will be very obvious, but I think he might be able to get that before Kevin De Bruyne. What about Haaland? How high is the chance that he might get it already starting now this season in the Premier League?
Yeah, for me, I think it would be very high expectation, and especially winning Golden Boot and Player of the Season, it's quite difficult. You need to be all-round performer in terms of everything, and you need to also perform very high in the Champions League and other tournaments as well. So I would not put a lot of my expectation, a lot of pressure from high side on him. Of course, he's not listening, but yeah, just for the sake of this. So I'll just for the sake of this prediction, I'll choose two different players. So my vote goes to Harry Kane.
All right. Good. Karik.
I'll balance out my answers here. So I'll give this one to City. I'll say Haaland scores a lot of goals. Doesn't get the title, but I think can take the Player of the Year from his goals and assists for City. The other contenders, I think somebody from midfield from Liverpool or maybe somebody from defense who's going to be really critical if they win the league could also win the Player of the Season. Somebody like Virgil van Dijk if he can, or maybe Thiago Alcantara who can lead them from the season and then win the title. So Player of the Season is very difficult, but I'll give this one to Haaland, yeah.
Okay. I think this concludes then today's discussion for the Premier League. We will certainly have a similar discussion for other leagues in the upcoming weeks, considering, of course, how the transfer window and the respective transfers or rumors currently are. Gentlemen, again, thank you very much for today, having the session here, and looking forward for our next session. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Ciao.